Oh, how far we've come. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from their swift completion of their appointed rounds. Yeah, okay. And the lesser known, hang on, you'll like this one. Messenger of sympathy and love, servant of parted friends, consoler of the lonely, bond of the scattered family, enlarger of the common life, carrier of news and knowledge, instrument of trade and industry, promoter of mutual acquaintance, of peace and of goodwill among men and nations. The Postal Service says they don't have an official motto, but they kind of adopted that first one as their unofficial motto, and they liked it so much that they inscribed it in the stone above one of the original post offices in New York. And that second one, they thought about it. They thought enough of that about that that they carved it. They also carved it in the stone of the White House, or of the White House. No, not the White House. A postal office. And it was the actual former Washington, D.C. post office before it became the Smithsonian Institute's history of the Postal Service, basically. So, with that being said, today is a cigar and whiskey talk. And I'm probably going to end up uploading this to both of my channels. My backup channel, which I will probably share the link with my local postal service, or at least my postal carrier. And today's Cigar and Whiskey Talk is brought to you by a Rojas breakfast taco. Doesn't taste anything like taco, just so you know. Let me see. I'm going to get my knife because my cigar cutter's way the hell over there. This might go long today because I'm probably going to have to do a couple of segments just to make sure I cover everything. Now, y'all have heard me talk about the Postal Service and delivery services in general about how they just phone stuff in anymore. They don't really try to do their job. And even though they say they do, they don't. Okay? But anyhow, we're going to talk about the latest and greatest of delivery services. Like I said, it popped. It don't want you to see it. Rojas breakfast taco. And for the whiskey portion of the Cigar and Whiskey Talk, we're going to do a little bit of this Blackberry Crown. Now, this story today is 8/25. This story started on 8/21. Now, I go to the post office, or not the post office, my mailbox in the afternoon to get the mail, of course. Now, my wife gets a lot of packages all week long, every week. And they're all delivered by Postal Service and UPS and anybody that delivers packages. They all come to my house. All right. So I get this notice out of my mailbox on 8/21 that says date 8/21. Item was sent by whoever it was, sent to my wife at this address. They wrote the address down. It's a package they put on here. Available for pickup on 8/21. I don't know how it's going to be available for pickup on 8/21 since you're driving around with it in your car on 8/21. But anyhow, they've got this is the first attempt checked. That's what they got. Now, it says right here, to schedule redelivery, scan this QR code or go to USPS.com/redelivery and enter this article number. Now, also, it says down here at the bottom, the reason they didn't deliver my package was because of dogs. My dogs are all in pens, the outside dogs. All of the dogs are in enclosures outside. They're not running around free because my dogs used to run around free many, many years ago, but we had so many city kids move out here who lose their crap if they see a dog that's not on a leash or within 4 feet of a human. So I finally just succumbed to the city clowns who moved out here and penned up my dogs. So the only time they're ever out of the pens is a lot of them pretty much never. But others of them, they come out and hang around with me in the yard and do stuff like that, but then they're within a few feet of me and then they go right back in. All right? Now, Al was home all day on 8/21. I was here in the shop working all day on 8/21. Okay, back to this. He put dogs as the reason they didn't deliver it. Okay? And on the back, it's got a section for you to fill out to tell them how you want it redelivered. All right? And it says, let your carrier know when you'd like to leave the item. Leave this form in your mailbox. All right? It's not an option for restricted delivery or adult signature required. All right? Please deliver on this date. I wrote in ASAP. Okay? And it says I can go to the local post office, but why would I go to the local post office? Because the Postal Service was paid to deliver this package. All right? But anyway, I did that. And over here where they wrote down dogs, I put a question mark in Sharpie over here. And then on the back, where it's got an empty blank, it's not really for you to write stuff in, but I did. It says, dogs are caged! Exclamation point, exclamation point. And I took this thing back to my mailbox, and I propped it up in there. My mailbox got one of those little flags on the side of it, and it's got 2 screws that come through, and I stuck the form between those 2 screws so it's standing up right across the front of the mailbox. Okay? And you couldn't get in there without seeing this form. Now, it stayed in there. And on the 23rd, it was laying down in my mailbox with the current mail on top of it. Now, obviously saw the form. No way to not see the form. I'm going to cut here and throw in some still pictures of what went on, and then I'll be back in just a second. Okay, back to the form for a second. Now, it's got this QR code on here and a barcode on the back. And the numbers for that QR code and the barcode match. All right? And one of the things you do when you go onto this website and ask for a redelivery, you can either scan this QR code with your phone and it will take you to the website, and you fill out the form to get it redelivered. And then the second page is where you put this number in. If you scan it on your phone, the number's already there, and you hit go. Or actually, it's got a little magnifying glass for you to look up the number. It comes back as invalid number. So I went to my PC and did the same thing, and I typed in the web address, and I did exactly the same thing online, only I typed it in instead of scanning the QR code. All right, and it comes back when you put the number in there. Number's not valid. All right. So it doesn't work with the QR code. It doesn't work when you plug the number in. Oh, with all that being said, today I went and reset up the form so it was blocking the way into the mailbox. As soon as you open the door, it's there sideways. Can't see past it without knocking it down. All right. And in the meantime, I drove to the post office, and I asked the girl behind the counter. I said, "Listen, this is what I got going on." And I showed her the number. I had taken a picture of it on my phone because I didn't want to take the form from it. I want to have the form. So I said, "What's this number?" And she goes, "Well, that's not a tracking number or anything." I said, "Well, this form says to go to a USPS website and type in this number and ask for a redelivery." She goes, "Oh, you want a redelivery?" Yeah, that's why I'm here. And I explained to her what went on, that the number's invalid on their website. And she goes, "Well, you got to do this." I said, "No, this form says to do this or this. I did both those things. Neither one of those things worked." I said, "So here's what probably happened. Your postal carrier decided he didn't want to deliver this package for whatever reason, and it doesn't matter why, because that was days ago. All right? And he didn't scan this code to identify it with my package because he didn't want anybody to know that he didn't deliver the package." All right? She goes, "Well, I don't know about that." I said, "You may not know about it, but it's the only reason I could think of." But anyhow, and she finally went in the back and got my package. She at no point in time attempted to punch this number into her system because I had already told her it doesn't work, and she didn't want it. She didn't want anybody to be in trouble because she said, "Well, I don't know. I'd have to talk to the carrier." And yeah, okay, whatever. So she gives me my package. Now, I said, "Why didn't they just leave this package?" And she goes, "Well, there's a lot of reasons they don't leave the package." I said, "It's not consistent." I said, "They've left the package hanging on the front of my mailbox in a clear plastic bag so anybody can see it and steal it. They've left it in the driveway. They left it all kinds of places. I just want to know why they didn't leave this one." And she goes, "Well, I don't know. I have to talk to the carrier." I said, "Whatever." I took my wife's package and brought it home. Now, in the meantime, I went and checked the mailbox, and the carrier had been there again because whoever it was took the form out of the mailbox, laid it down back inside the mailbox, and laid the mail on top of it. So there's no way, zero way, that they didn't see the form again today. Now, here's the kicker. I've had problems with people goofing around in my yard. So, quite frankly, there's game cameras and all kinds of stuff in my yard. So I generally know who's coming and going and what they do when they're here. Now, today I moved a camera and pointed it at my mailbox just to see what was going to go on. And the carrier pulled up, watched him take the form out and look at it, put it back in the mailbox, put mail on top of it, envelopes. Then he backed up a little bit and pulled into my driveway and delivered another package. So at least one postal carrier at the post office made an attempt. So they delivered the package today, but between now and the 21st, they couldn't bring the package back that they didn't deliver and deliver it because of dogs. So I don't know what the world's coming to. Every delivery service wants to just phone things in. And it's not just the postal service. There are hundreds of videos online of delivery folks delivering things to different people and just doing a terrible job. Throwing packages, putting the package down, taking a picture of it, and taking it with them. And it's for parcels, it's for stuff you order, it's for mail, it's for food you order, it's for everything. Why can't we just do what we're paid to do? I don't know. I'm going to think about this for a minute and see if I missed anything. All right, I thought about it. That's really all I've got for today. You guys have seen this stuff on the main channel before. And I'll throw a few little clips of other DA behavior from the package delivery folks. All I've got. Thanks for watching. See you in the woods.
Okay, United States Postal Service. How do you figure this is a secure way to deliver a package? What is stopping somebody from just driving by here and grabbing this? Since it is approximately 1 foot off the road. I love it when the delivery driver just leaves everything sitting in the rain. Way to go, USPS. Once again, the delivery people are lazy. Right by the road where everybody can see this. And didn't bother to close this. Boneheads. Great job, delivery guy. In the grass, right by the road. Good man. I'd really like to thank the United States Postal Service for leaving this package out in the rain. Very nice of you. Now, if you look right over here, this is my pickup truck, which apparently in the storm a limb come down, but this is unlocked and it's been unlocked for 4 years. You guys have left packages in here before. And today's dumbassedness by the U.S. Postal Service. Now this is not an isolated incident, they do this all the time. They shove this stuff in here so it's back up behind the latch, and basically you have to force it out. Some of my boxes get all bent up, or the wife's box in this case, and then they shove the other mail in here so it's all wedged in. I've already removed all that, but this is what the dumbasses do.